sorry. The other one was even shorter than the first one. I don't know why it did that. My apologies. My apologies. Anyways, we were just getting into something really heavy. If you want to see the previous video, we got into a really heavy position just now in the reading. It's part 2. Same thumbnail. It will say part 2 on it. Please go back, go to my channel here on YouTube. It's to the left of playlist. It says live. Go click live on my YouTube channel. Go click lives, and you'll see the list of part 1 and 2 before this, so you can catch up. And any other of my recent material is over there. So if you want to see all the newest readings, go there. Okay. Anyways, we were just into something juicy, and it was, why are you getting this karma? Like, why are you being considered a fucked up person? Why are you considered the twin flames learning a lesson from you, and you're the fucked up person? So we were just getting into that juice. A lot of the reason is because, like I said earlier in part 2, you were warned, Page of Swords. You were warned by the twin flame. She or he called you, texted you, reached out in some way through messaging, through communication. They messaged you and they tried to let you know this is what's going on. Who are you? I didn't know your name. I didn't know who you were. They never told me about you. They never told me they were in love with you. You know, they've been seeing me the whole time. Who are you? You know, so instead of you taking their word, you downplayed them. You called them toxic. You called them names. Whore, homewrecker, cunt, trash. You said that this person makes love to you and not to them, that this person loves you and not them. And you even said this person chooses you over them. 6 of Pentacles. And you're basically saying, well, you know, this person has a choice. They can choose you or they can choose me. And it looks like they chose me. 2 minutes, 22 seconds when I said it. So you were being a fucked up person. Because this poor, unconditionally loving ex-wife, baby's mom, baby's dad, ex-husband, let's just say twin flame, who was loving to all, got put in the worst position of their life. Maybe they got left alone with a child. Maybe they had to raise a child alone. Maybe they were abandoned because of you. And because you didn't want to listen to them. And remember, this person is coming to you, Karmic, because you're a shiny new penny. It doesn't matter if you're worth 1 cent or $100, you're shiny new. You don't know their history. You don't know their lies. You don't know their past. You don't know what they did, what karmic debt they accrued. You don't know. Not everything. And even though this twin flame tried to reach out and tell you, how could you know everything? You couldn't. But based on the very little information you had, you didn't act right. Instead of you hearing this person out with respect and saying, you know, what evidence do you have? What proof do you have of this? It's like when she or he produced evidence, like here's our child, here's our text messages, here's when he came over, here's when he met, here's when she came over, here's when she called. You downplayed it and you said, oh, that was last year. Oh, that means nothing. They were with me. They're never gone. They're always at home. And this person's like, no, that's impossible. They're not always home. I know they're not because they're with me. You're lying. You lied to this person to make yourself look better. And instead of leaving this person, you decided to stay. Even when you had the truth, you didn't want to believe it. You were a Page of Swords. You had, and like I said, it's written in the stars. You had karma to go through with this person. Maybe you were their boss in their past life. Like I said, maybe you were their ex in a past life. Maybe you were their kid in a past life. Who knows? You had karma. So you chose to stay. It was written in the stars. This whole situation was predestined. But now, yes, you are seen as a predestined fucked up person. Like that was kind of your lot before you got started. So everything you did was foreseen. Everything you did as a karmic was already supposed to happen. This twin flame even had dreams of you before you showed up. This twin flame had evidence in their mind and their spirit. They sensed you before you even showed up on the scene. This twin flame sensed you were in the water and reached out to you through their investigation because they had a sixth sense knowing as a twin flame something's wrong. So again, this was all predestined. It was predestined for the twin flames. It was predestined for you. Watch part 1, watch part 2. You know, we had to learn these fucked up lessons for reasons that better our lives. The person you're with, karmic, this masculine twin flame, could be a feminine twin flame, but the person you're with had to be with you. We got the answers because they needed to miss the twin flame. They needed to miss her or him. They needed to yearn for them and want them more than they wanted anything because they were a runner. They ran away from the twin flame. They needed more time away from the twin flame to get their shit together. They had to go through karma with you. They had to feel the pain. Karma came hard. Yes, you're the karma. But it was already on the menu. But you are the karma that the universe has dished out. Because through your experience, through the lies they told you, through the things that the twin flame told you, through your walk in this relationship, you've grown. You've learned your fucked up, well, you've learned good lessons from your fucked up person. So it was all for the better. And they learned lessons from you being fucked up. Because like I said, you downplayed this other twin flame. She was nothing but honest. She was here, been there, done that before you even stepped on the scene. If you helped this twin flame with money, she already helped them with money far before you even said your name. If you've given this person your body and soul and they've gone down on you or they've made love to you, they've already done that 1,000 times before you with the twin flame. If you bought a house or moved into a house or started a family with this person, they've already done that with the twin flame. Everything that you've done, they've already done. And they did the twin flame dirty. You stepped on the scene, and instead of listening to the truth, to hearing that person out on the phone or with evidence or in person, however the message came to you, instead of hearing it and walking the fuck away, you signed on to the karmic contract and said, I'll be your patsy. I'll be your karmic. I'll be your lesson giver. I'll step onto the scene and be this karmic fuckery. I will dish out what this person deserves. He fucked you over. I'm gonna fuck him over. That's good in essence because you signed on to give this twin flame who did fuckery the karma they deserved. That's the Six of Pentacles. That's reciprocity. You are making them reap what they've sown. But in essence, you're considered a fucked up person as well because you signed onto the contract. You may not necessarily be a fucked up person in general. You may be a loving person to animals, good to friends and family. You may normally be a really good person. But when it comes to this connection, you're a fucked up person. You know, because it's the contract. You may have told this person, you can't see your son or your daughter if you're going to see their mother. You can't see them. Or I'm gone. I'm leaving. That's a threat. And it hurts an innocent child. And you're being selfish. Because they already had this before you. And she already told you what the fuck was going on. You already knew she was being honest. Instead of just befriending her and getting the truth, you betrayed her. You went off on her. You didn't trust her. So do you think she's going to be your friend? You think she wants to get along with you? You think she wants to disclose any more information to you? Nope. And the fact that you're so insecure that you prevented this person from going about their business with their twin based on your insecurities, because you actually did believe it. You actually knew the karmic, well, you actually knew the twin flame was telling the truth and the karmic energy was being used. You knew it. You did it anyways. And then people got hurt. Innocent people got hurt. And that's what makes you a fucked up person. Because of your insecurities, or if you're cross-watching, because of the karmic's insecurities, an innocent life got hurt in the crossfire. That's on you, karmic, and that's on the twin flame that chose you, karmic. That's on the two of you. That is this. How are you and this twin flame going to feel the pain? Financially. It's going to first hit you financially. You're going to lose money. You could be $20,000 in debt. You could be paying for this person left and right. You guys could have terrible credit. You may be struggling to keep a roof over your head. You may be struggling to put food on the table. You may just be fucking struggling. That's karma. You may also be struggling in your relationship. There's a lack of lust, a lack of love. There may be constant arguments, Page of Swords, secrets, lots of secrets. There is lots of secrets because as a karmic, you should know this person is secretly rendezvousing with their twin flame anyways. You set yourself up for that shit because you signed on in the contract, but also you heard what was going on, but you went along with it anyways. And like I said, do you think that person's going to come honest with you now? You think that that girl or that ex or that person is going to be like, hey, guess what? I'm seeing someone. Nope. Secrets. And it's all going to be behind your back, probably tenfold what you ever experienced. So it's only going to trickle downhill because shit rolls downhill. So you're just going to get it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse every year. Every year you decide to stay, the karma is going to rise and climb. The karmic debt is going to stack, 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 stack until you've decided, I've had enough. I don't want to be in karmic debt anymore. I need out. Time to cleanse the energy. I regret everything. I regret signing on the karmic contract. I regret being in this karmic connection. I regret not listening to this fucking girl when she called me. I regret fucking being a dick. I regret hurting this innocent child or family member. I regret. Karma has come hard, and the chickens have come home to roost. So this is what I mean for the karmic becoming a fucked up person. It's like when you step into Karmicville, you become karmic. I mean, it is what it is. And you may not have initially started out to be this ugly person. Like I said, you may have been a wonderful person before this. But when you signed up on this contract, you became fucked up. You became a fucked up person. And now innocent lives have been destroyed by part of you. Ex-wives or husbands or twin flames have been hurt and scorned because of you. You had something to do with it. You did not listen to your intuition. You didn't listen to your feelings. You didn't listen to the red flags. You disregarded. And so this is karma. It's reaping what you sow. It's reciprocity. And if you are getting the shitty end of the stick, and if you are getting the tower, and if you are getting revelations, and you are getting uncomfortable truths, that's what it is. So the karmic is like, I never thought I was a fucked up person till now. Also, you've been somewhat selfish and self-centered here with the Page of Swords. Immature and selfish because you always wanted to look out for you. You were worried about you. You didn't want to let go of what you had. You finally found a man and you didn't want to let him go, even if he was shitty, even if he did his children and wives and exes dirty. You didn't want to let him go. You didn't want to let him go be a father, or you didn't want to go let her be a mother. You didn't want to let him go. You held on way too tight and you were very controlling. So this is, where are you at? Where have you been? You got out of work 30 minutes ago. Where are you at? You know, the whole time you were calling this person and asking questions, where are you at? They were with the twin flame. And the twin flame was sitting right next to them as they answered the phone or replied to a text message and got irritated at you for messaging them, questioning them where they were at. And they complained about you to the twin flame. I said, here I go again, the warden calling, questioning, asking where I'm at, where I've been. I'm sick of this. I'm fucking tired of being treated like a baby. And then the twin flame looks at the person and says, well, what the fuck are you still doing here? If you don't want to be with them, why are you with them? And half the time that person was confused and said, I don't know, it's for money. You know, I owe them 20,000 debt. I owe them a car. I owe them my life. They took care of me during COVID. They did this, they did that. And the twin flame's like, what the fuck? Am I chopped liver? I took care of your rent. I gave you money for a car, windshield, or a tire. I gave you money for food. I gave you money for your kid's birthday. I gave you money for clothes. I gave you money for bills. For years, I raised our child by myself without help from you. You know, that's the kind of shit that the twin flame says. I've been doing this shit for years. Why do you feel guilty or like you owe debt to the karmic? So listen, karmic, that twin flame wasn't giving them it easy either. They weren't like okay with everything. They were giving them a hard time. They questioned why they were there if they didn't love them. They questioned. And this person lied, Page of Swords, to the twin flame too. It's about money. It's about this. It's about that. Really, this person didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They were lost, Page of Swords. They were lost in a karmic wheel. They were paying karmic debt. They were learning karmic lessons. They had to learn how much value that twin flame had really through you. And like I said, I'm sorry that that's fucked up, but you are that fucked up person as a karmic. A lot of it's innocent, but a lot of it was on purpose as well. Just don't think that you're owed any debt alone, because you're not. The twin flame has far more debt than you. And if she calculated back child support, it would be far more than $20,000. Far more. Could be $80,000. If she was to add the debt from the separation, tack on more. If she was to add on emotional and spiritual karmic debt, it would be far more. So, you know, a message to the karmic today, whatever debt you think you're owed, this person that you're with owes much more to the twin flame. And that's why judgment has come up, because they have to go back and make it right. Why? Because this person came before you. It's just fate. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. As much as you want to kick and scream and fight and be the one, you're not the one. There was already someone. There was already oaths and promises made and broken. Knight of Swords. There was already a previous commitment before your commitment. See, there's one commitment before this commitment. Isn't that weird? In fact, this person may have been married 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This person may have had 3 families, 3 marriages, 3 relationships before you. Or maybe with you. But there it is. And broken every single one. Knight of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You know what's funny about this guy in the originals? It's a vampire show. He buried a lot of his past behind a red door in his mind. All his murders, his betrayals, his shadow side, he buried it. 22:22 on the clock almost. He buried it. And it only came alive when he was triggered. But he didn't remember all the things that he did and the people he hurt. And when he remembered, he wanted to die. He wanted to kill himself because he killed his true love. He murdered her out of vampire rage. And someone took away his memory, and he didn't remember her, and he did that to her. When he woke up and realized what he did, he wanted to die. I have a feeling that the person you're with, Karmic, has the same problem of lapse in memory. Buried behind a red door in the back of his mind over all the fucked up shit he did or she did. And he doesn't want to revisit that. So that's why he goes to you, the shiny penny. Because you're someone that doesn't know his dirty past fully. Even in the movie The Originals, Elijah gets with some girl after he lost his memory. And he falls in love with this new girl. It was that, you should watch that show, Karmic. You should watch it. It's called The Originals. It's on Netflix. You should watch it. But he ends up getting with this new girl who doesn't know his past. And he falls in love, like really, truly. Could be you and this person, Karmic. You guys could have definitely fallen in love at one point. But he had a lapse in memory. Thank you so much, Leanne. And as he was making love and kissing this woman and giving her a ring and proposing to her, he was going to live a whole life with this new woman. Until his family showed up and brought back the memories. And all of a sudden he remembered that he killed his twin flame. He killed his true love. He broke down. He realized he loved the new person, but not as much as he loved the person he hurt. He loved the person he hurt far more deeply. They had a much deeper bond, one in which included a child. Now, that wasn't his own biological, but it included a child and a family. For some of you guys, you know, that could be this person. But once he remembered, he had to break it off with that woman. And she was heartbroken. And they really did have something. But once the karma hit the fan, once the truth hit the fan, it couldn't be a relationship anymore. So for the Karmic's message, you know, sometimes things have to end and it's just not meant to be. It's just not meant to be. You had a good shot, you had a good time, you had a good moment, but it's over now. And that's part of Karmicville. That's part of being in the karmic circle. That's part of the karmic contract. It will come to an end because karmic is not meant to be forever. It's learning a good lesson from a fucked up person, and in your case, learning a good lesson from a fucked up relationship. And somehow in this mixture, you got toxic. Somehow you hurt a child. Somehow you hurt a family. Somehow you hurt your person. Somehow you got super controlling and possessive because you didn't trust this person. And even though you were right, and there's no way you should have trusted this person, you still ended up fucked up in the end because you still haven't chosen to close the door. Because in your fantasy, you're believing it's going to get better. In your fantasy, you're believing somehow I'm going to turn this fucked up situation into something beautiful. No, it's fucked up. And it doesn't matter how many years you want to stack on this, it's just going to always be fucked up. This person is going to resent you, hate you, use you, despise you, sometimes love you occasionally if you give them money or something, but they're not into you. They're into her. They're into somebody else. And throughout the years, they're going to reach out to that twin, make love, make babies, have relationships, kiss, be erotic, reconnect, have dreams together, and live another life together. All the while under your nose. Maybe not all those details, I'm just giving examples. It's like that shit's going to go on. And here you are hurting it. Here you are a wrench in the problem. Here you are a stumbling stone. Here you are an obstacle. And if you enjoy being an obstacle, a problem, if you enjoy being someone that says, hey, you can't go anywhere, you owe me $20,000. Hey, you can't go anywhere, you owe my family. Hey, you can't go anywhere, your name's on the papers. If you want to be that obstacle, you're only hurting yourself. You are cutting your nose to spite your face. You're hurting your family, you're hurting yourself, you're being selfish. Maybe you're the one as a karmic that's hurting your own kid. Maybe you have a kid that sees you in a toxic relationship in which you're being cheated on and lied to and used financially. And your kid is watching his mother or her mother get used and abused. And you're just sitting there dealing with it because you want the power, Four of Pentacles. You want the relationship. Why? This is supposed to be a fucked up lesson. I mean, a good lesson by a fucked up person. But you're keeping it like it's gold. You're keeping it like it's some twin flame, soulmate, true love situation, and it's not. You're lying to yourself. This karmic is lying to themselves. I'm sorry I keep saying you're. I'm not trying to talk to the viewer. A lot of you guys are cross-watchers. But this karmic is lying to themselves. Pretending like this is a beautiful relationship and it's not. Hurting children in the process. Being selfish and possessive. Being manipulating and controlling. So I guess that's it. I'm going to leave it there. To answer your question, karmic, from part 2 and now part 3, you've become a fucked up person because the company you keep is fucked up. And whenever you've decided that you want to wake up from this nightmare and get better for yourself, then you've learned and completed the karmic lesson. Which leaves us to the next card, which is the one you got. Manifest the fuck out of your dreams. The most vulnerable thing to admit is not your deepest wound. It's what you really, truly want. 33 in the room. Karmic, you need to ask yourself, what do you really want? Do you want a mansion by the sea? Do you want a true love that sees you as the apple in their eye? You are everything to them. They live and they breathe to please you. They are there fully into you. They want to make a family with you. They want to adopt your child as their own. Is that what you really want? Or do you maybe just want to be single? Do you want to be away from people that take from you and spend the rest of your years with your child before they grow? And be a healthy, happy individual in a peaceful home with peace, which is far more important than control, manipulation, or meaningless sex. All you're getting in this connection is lies and betrayal and deceit. So what do you really want? Because I know that's not what you really want. You might say, Steph, what I really want is this person to change. What I really want is this person to stop talking to their twin flame, to no longer be in their son or daughter's life, to no longer work that shitty job and make more money, and to always be faithful and honest to me. I want back the honeymoon stage we had when we first met. That's what I truly want. Sign me up. Does that sound realistic at all? After everything you've heard, after everything you've seen, after everything you've been involved with, do you think that is realistic expectations at all? I think everyone here watching knows it's a big, fat no. You're not going to get that. You will never have your honeymoon stage again. You will never have them to look at you the way they used to. You will never have them faithful to you again. You will never have them honest with you again. There's too much history. There is too many lies. There is too much water under the bridge. There's no way this can continue in a good light. There's too much damage to family or children. There's just too much damage. It is time to pay the piper. It is time to get reciprocity, and that's not your ticket. Remember, this person owes a karmic debt to previous commitments in which they forgot, commitments in which they broke, promises in which they made and didn't keep. They have a twin flame contract. You have a karmic contract. The karmic contract does not have in writing forever and always. The twin flame contract does. The karmic contract has until you have learned your lesson from this fucked up situation. That's the karmic contract. And unfortunately for you, or the karmic, unfortunately for the karmic, the lesson has been learned. And now we're just sitting around not wanting to let it go. Be vulnerable, at least with yourself,